name is Dr. Marissa May, and in this video, we'll be looking at a word problem using ratios. Let's take a look at the problem. In the movie Jurassic Park, the dinosaurs were scale models, and so was the SUV that the T-Rex overturned. Now, the vehicle was made to scale of 2 inches equals 5 feet. So the actual vehicle was about 14 feet long. We want to know what was the length of the model SUV. So I like to begin this with words first. I'm going to set up my fractions so that the feet are on the top of the fraction and the inches are on the bottom. We can read the sentence about the vehicle was made to the scale of 2 inches, watch the units there, to 5 feet. So when we set up our two fractions, we want to set up one of them to have feet on the top, that's 5 feet, and inches on the bottom, that's 2 inches. Now, in our second fraction then, we're going to focus on using the 14 feet. Remember, feet go on top of our fraction, so we'll place the 14 feet there. And we don't know how many inches go with this, so we'll just put an X there. Next, we're going to cross multiply. So 5 times X equals 14 times 2. You can see we're cross multiplying here. Let's clean that up a little bit so that we get 5x equals 14 times 2 is 28. And now we want to solve for x here. So we do that by dividing by 5 so that x is 5.6. This tells us that the model SUV was 5.6 inches long. Remember, words first in your fractions. So you'll remember which units go on the top and which units go on the bottom. Now let's take a look at this problem. Hershey Foods makes a batch of chocolate with 75 pounds of cocoa beans. That's a lot of cocoa beans. If we know that the ratio of cocoa beans to milk is 5:4, how many gallons of milk will they use? Now, before we actually answer the how many gallons of milk will they use question, first we want to answer this question. How many gallons of milk are needed for 1 pound of cocoa beans? Well, if we take our gallons over pounds, if we do our words first, that means we'll have 4 gallons of milk to 5 pounds of cocoa beans. You'll remember, we got that from our 5:4 ratio. Remember, it was cocoa beans to milk. That means cocoa beans is 5 and milk is 4. Now, if we go ahead and do that division, 5 divided by 4, we can see that 0.8 gallons of milk is needed for 1 pound of cocoa beans. This is called unit analysis or unit pricing because now we know how much each pound of cocoa beans needs. We can take our 75 pounds of cocoa beans and multiply by the 0.8 gallons for each pound. We're going to get 60 gallons of milk are needed for 75 pounds. So you can use either method. You can set up the proportion or you can do the unit analysis here to help us solve for the total amount, the total question we're asking here.